There's a quiet thief that robs millions of older adults of their freedom every single day. It doesn't break into your home, it doesn't announce itself with flashing lights, but it steals something far more precious than gold. Your ability to move with ease, to climb stairs without wincing, to walk across the room without hesitation. That thief is arthritis, and when it settles into the knees, even the simplest joys of life, gardening, strolling with a grandchild, or standing in the kitchen cooking a meal, can feel like climbing a mountain. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Channel Wellness Blueprint Over 50. Today I want to share something most people overlook. Relief doesn't always come from a pill bottle or a doctor's prescription pad. Sometimes it comes from the most surprising place, your own kitchen in a glass of juice. Yes, juice. And three powerful ones may just change the way your knees feel. When I think about pineapple, I can almost hear the crunch of that golden fruit and taste the burst of sweetness that reminds me of a tropical breeze. But beyond its sunny flavor, pineapple holds a secret weapon against arthritis pain, one that many of my patients have been delighted to discover. Inside this fruit lies an enzyme called bromelain. Now, bromelain isn't just another fancy word to forget. It's a natural compound that behaves like a peacekeeper in your body, calming the constant battle of inflammation that fuels arthritis. Imagine the swelling in your knees like a crowded traffic jam during rush hour. Every car honking, nobody moving. Bromelain steps in like a wise traffic officer, waving cars into order, easing congestion, and letting movement flow again. That's what it can do for swollen, stiff joints. I remember a patient named Linda, in her late 60s, who came to see me frustrated and nearly in tears. Gardening was her therapy, her joy, but arthritis had turned her knees into uncooperative strangers. She'd tried creams, hot packs, even strong medications that upset her stomach. Nothing seemed to help for long. Then I suggested she try incorporating fresh pineapple juice into her routine, not as a miracle cure overnight, but as a steady ally. 3 months later, Linda returned with dirt under her fingernails and the biggest smile I'd seen. "Doctor," she told me, "I can kneel again. Not for hours, but enough to plant my roses." That's the kind of small victory that makes a huge difference in life. Science backs up what Linda experienced. Bromelain has been studied for its anti-inflammatory effects, and research published in the journal Phytomedicine found it comparable to certain over-the-counter anti-inflammatory medications, but without the risks of stomach irritation or damage. For someone over 50, that matters. We want relief without trading it for another problem. But pineapple's gift doesn't stop with bromelain. It's also packed with vitamin C, the same nutrient your grandmother probably told you to take for colds. What vitamin C does for your immune system, it also does for your joints. Think of your cartilage, the cushion between your bones, as a shock absorber. With arthritis, that cushion thins out, like worn brake pads. Vitamin C helps the body maintain and repair that precious cushioning, slowing the wear and tear that makes every step painful. So every sip of pineapple juice is like sending construction workers to patch and protect the joints that carry you through life. Hydration is another overlooked piece of the puzzle. Knees, like all joints, rely on lubrication to move smoothly, the way oil keeps gears from grinding in a machine. Pineapple juice contributes to hydration while delivering nutrients, making it doubly powerful. Patients often tell me that when they stay hydrated consistently, their joints simply feel more cooperative, less like rusty hinges and more like well-oiled doors. Of course, I can almost hear the worry rising. "But Dr. Brian, isn't pineapple juice full of sugar?" That's a valid concern, especially for anyone mindful of blood sugar or weight. My answer is balance. A small glass, half a cup to 1 cup daily, is enough to deliver benefits without tipping the sugar scale too high. Choosing fresh juice or blending whole pineapple chunks at home is best. That way, you not only avoid added sugars but also gain fiber, which helps slow sugar absorption and keeps your digestion steady. And between us, nothing tastes quite as refreshing as homemade pineapple juice, bright and sweet with a zing of vitality. For those who like to experiment, pineapple pairs beautifully with a slice of ginger or a squeeze of lemon. Ginger adds another layer of anti-inflammatory magic, while lemon boosts vitamin C. It's like building a team of superheroes in your glass, each bringing its own power to fight stiffness and pain. But let me be clear, pineapple juice isn't a magic wand. Relief takes consistency. It may take weeks of steady sipping before you notice your knees bending more easily, the stairs feeling less daunting, or the morning stiffness loosening quicker. That's the nature of natural remedies. They work gently, building resilience in your body day by day, rather than hammering symptoms into silence. And that gentleness is their strength, especially for those of us in the second half of life, when our bodies crave support without strain. Safety is always part of the conversation. Pineapple juice is generally safe for most people, but if you're on blood thinners or have a known allergy, talk with your doctor before making it a daily habit. The last thing I want is for a well-meaning step toward health to cause harm. Think of it as adding a trusted friend to your daily routine, not a reckless leap. So here's the bigger picture. When you pour yourself a glass of pineapple juice, you're not just enjoying a tropical treat. You're giving your knees the gift of reduced inflammation, extra cushioning, smoother movement, and better hydration. It's simple, it's natural, and it can be joyful. For Linda, it meant kneeling in her garden again. For you, it might mean walking farther with less hesitation, dancing a little longer, or simply standing up without wincing. That's the quiet power of pineapple juice, an everyday delight that whispers healing into your joints, one sip at a time. If pineapple is the sunshine fruit, then cherries are the deep, rich jewels of the orchard. They're small, tart, and vibrant red, almost as if nature painted them with a brush dipped in vitality. But don't let their size fool you. Inside these little fruits hides an army of powerful compounds that can bring profound relief to aching knees. When we talk about cherries, the real stars are anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give cherries their bold red hue, and they're more than just decoration. They act like skilled bodyguards protecting your joints from the destructive forces of inflammation that fuel arthritis pain. I often tell my patients to picture inflammation like a fire smoldering inside the knees. It might not roar visibly like flames, but it eats away at cartilage and leaves joints hot, swollen, and stiff. Anthocyanins are like a cool rainstorm, dropping steadily, calming the fire, and letting the body rebuild its comfort. Studies support this image. Research published in the journal Arthritis and Rheumatism showed that drinking tart cherry juice lowered inflammation markers in the blood, markers directly linked to arthritis flares. This isn't just a nice idea. It's science tested and proven. I'll never forget Jim, a retired carpenter in his early 70s, who came to see me one winter. He had hands rough from years of building, but what troubled him most were his knees. "Doc," he said, "I can build a cabinet with my eyes closed, but I can't walk across the room without groaning." His wife had read about cherry juice and urged him to try it. With a smile, he admitted he was skeptical. But after 3 weeks of sipping a small glass of tart cherry juice each evening, Jim noticed something remarkable. The mornings, which used to be his hardest time, became easier. "I can actually get out of bed and put weight on my knees without cursing," he told me, laughing. For Jim, cherry juice wasn't a miracle, but it was enough to restore dignity and reduce daily suffering. One of the unique benefits of cherries is their effect on uric acid. If you've ever had gout or know someone who has, you understand the excruciating pain it can cause. Uric acid crystals form sharp, needle-like edges in the joints, often targeting the big toe but also wreaking havoc in the knees. Tart cherry juice helps the body flush out excess uric acid, lowering the risk of those brutal attacks. In this way, it serves a double duty, calming arthritis pain while protecting against gout, a painful cousin of arthritis. Beyond inflammation and uric acid, cherry juice is also rich in vitamin C, which helps build collagen. Collagen is like scaffolding for your joints, holding everything together, maintaining flexibility, and providing strength. Think of it as the cushion stitching that keeps a favorite chair from sagging. Without collagen, cartilage breaks down faster, leading to grinding pain. With cherry juice in your corner, you're not just fighting pain, you're fortifying the structure that keeps you moving. There's also another lovely bonus: hydration. Like pineapple juice, cherry juice contributes to keeping joints lubricated. And because it carries natural sugars and carbohydrates, it provides a gentle lift in energy, especially welcome for those who feel drained by constant discomfort. Some of my patients even take their cherry juice before bed. Why? Because research has shown it may improve sleep quality by naturally boosting melatonin. Better sleep means better healing, and that's something everybody over 50 craves. Now, there's one important distinction. Tart cherry juice is the real powerhouse. Sweet cherry juice is tasty, but tart cherries pack a higher concentration of anthocyanins. If you find tart juice a bit too strong on its own, you can dilute it with water or mix it into smoothies with other fruits. A blend of tart cherry, apple, and even a handful of spinach makes for a refreshing, anti-inflammatory powerhouse in a glass. And remember, the goal is not gallons of juice. A modest half cup daily can be enough to make a meaningful difference. Of course, just like with pineapple juice, consistency is key. Cherries don't swoop in like superheroes in a comic book. They work quietly day by day, building protection, lowering inflammation, easing stiffness. And because they're generally safe, they can become a long-term companion in your wellness journey. Still, it's always wise to check with your doctor if you're on medications to ensure no interactions slip under the radar. So what happens when you bring cherries into your daily rhythm? You may notice mornings that feel less like a struggle, knees that climb stairs with less protest, and a renewed ability to walk or garden without constant interruptions from pain. For Jim, it meant reclaiming his mornings. For others, it's meant sleeping better, moving more, and simply feeling lighter inside their own bodies. Cherries, in their unassuming way, bring back the freedom that arthritis tries to steal. When I see a patient take that first step towards self-care, like choosing cherry juice over another bottle of pills, I see hope. And hope is a medicine all its own. So the next time you see a bottle of tart cherry juice in the store, don't just pass it by. See it for what it is. A small, delicious ally in your journey to calmer, healthier, more resilient knees. Now, if pineapple is the sunshine fruit and cherries are the deep red jewels, then turmeric and carrots together are the golden elixir of joint health. There's something almost poetic about their colors. The fiery orange of carrots and the deep golden glow of turmeric root coming together like a sunrise in your glass. But their beauty is more than skin deep. They hold within them some of the most powerful natural compounds we have for soothing inflammation and supporting long-term joint health. At the heart of turmeric lies curcumin, its active compound. Curcumin has been studied extensively, and over science confirms its potent anti-inflammatory powers. Inflammation, as we've been discussing, is the villain behind arthritis. It's the constant alarm bell that never shuts off, leaving joints swollen, stiff, and painful. Curcumin acts like a wise mediator at a heated town meeting. Instead of shouting or silencing, it calms the chaos, brings order, and allows healing to happen. Studies published in the Journal of Medicinal Food have shown curcumin's effectiveness in reducing arthritis symptoms, sometimes with results comparable to certain medications, but again without the harsh side effects. But here's the interesting twist. Curcumin on its own isn't absorbed very well by the body. This is where carrots step onto the stage, not as a sidekick, but as a partner. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A, essential for tissue repair and immune function. The natural oils in carrots also help curcumin slip more easily into your system, boosting its effectiveness. It's like one friend giving another a boost over the fence. Together they achieve what neither could alone. I once had a patient, Mary, a former school teacher, who spent decades on her feet. By the time she retired, her knees felt like old chalkboards, worn down and creaky. She tried turmeric supplements for a while but never noticed much change. When she came to see me, I asked her how she was taking it. "Oh, just a capsule with water," she said. I suggested something different. Blend fresh turmeric root with carrots, add a dash of black pepper to unlock curcumin's full potential, and sip it as a morning juice. 2 months later, Mary walked into my office lighter on her feet. "It's subtle," she said, "but mornings aren't such a battle anymore. And I feel stronger, not just in my knees, but overall." That's the beauty of this golden blend. It doesn't just fight pain, it nourishes from the inside out. The antioxidants in carrots add another layer of support. Oxidative stress, the wear and tear from harmful molecules called free radicals, accelerates cartilage breakdown. Carrot's antioxidants act like shields, blocking those assaults, protecting the joints from further damage. Meanwhile, turmeric goes deeper, modulating the immune system itself. Arthritis is often driven by an overactive immune response, like soldiers firing at their own allies. Turmeric helps retrain those soldiers, calming the attack, reducing flare-ups, and giving joints the breathing room they desperately need. And then there's the flavor. Carrot juice is naturally sweet, earthy, and refreshing, while turmeric adds a warm, peppery kick. When combined, the taste is vibrant and uplifting, almost like you can feel the nourishment spreading through you. Add a squeeze of lemon for vitamin C and brightness, or a tiny pinch of black pepper. Remember that pepper supercharges curcumin absorption by as much as 2,000%. It's a simple kitchen secret that transforms a good juice into a therapeutic powerhouse. Consistency remains the theme here. One glass won't do the trick, but a habit of daily or near-daily intake creates momentum. Within weeks, many notice their joints feeling less stiff, their steps more fluid, and their days less dominated by pain. The change isn't always dramatic at first, but it's steady, like the slow return of spring after winter. Each sip is an investment in mobility, in freedom, in the simple joy of moving without dread. Of course, just like the other juices, safety matters. Turmeric, while generally safe, can thin the blood. For those on blood thinners or with bleeding disorders, it's important to consult a doctor before making it a daily ritual. Natural doesn't mean risk-free, and wisdom means knowing your body and listening to your care team. But for most, turmeric and carrot juice becomes a daily ritual, not just for the knees, but for the whole self. Patients often tell me they feel clearer, more energized, more in tune with their bodies when they start their mornings with this golden drink. And perhaps that's no surprise. When inflammation quiets, the body can redirect energy back toward living, toward gardening, playing, walking, and laughing. So think of turmeric and carrot juice not as just a beverage, but as a gentle, daily message to your body. I care for you. I want you to heal. I want you to move with ease. That message repeated sip after sip, day after day, can make all the difference. For Mary, it meant waking up with less dread and more hope. For you, it might mean rediscovering the freedom to walk a little farther, bend a little easier, and live with less pain. And isn't that what we all want as the years go by? To feel strong, to feel free, to feel alive in the bodies we call home. So here's the truth I hope you take with you. Healing can be simple, natural, and deeply nourishing. Pineapple juice, with its bromelain and vitamin C, brings comfort and repair. Cherry juice, with its anthocyanins, soothes swelling and protects joints. And the golden blend of turmeric and carrot offers lasting strength against inflammation. Three humble juices, three powerful allies, working together to give your knees a second chance. Remember, consistency is the secret. Small daily steps bring big changes. I'm Dr. Brian, and you deserve to walk freely again. Stay hopeful, stay curious, and stay well.